What's up, good people? Welcome back. It's your boy Laws, OSS 980, other side of sports. We in the building, rocking out. It's me and my man Aaron. Got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We're gonna get into all of it. We're gonna talk a little bit of Deshaun, talk about this golf league, dog. You know, golf my favorite sport now, Aaron. It ain't even close. Hooping days is finished completely, dog. I'm not hooping for no reason. Unless Alabama paid me to hoop on a team, dog, can't do it no more, dog. Jump just too hard on your knees. My man just tore his Achilles. Shout out my man Nelson. It's just too much. Ain't you worried about injuries out there?
No, you know my resume at this point in my career. No, I'm not
You a
out there just hustling
three
and
point
bustling.
specialist?
Oh, I don't even go to the cup at all. I'm out there to get shots up and get some cardio, and that's it.
Dog, I ain't messing with it, dog. I ain't messing with it. Um, yeah, so we're gonna get into it. Before we get into our stuff for today, right? We got a question. This joint is bizarre. Just put that out there. I'm an independent computer repair service provider in a small town. I get 95% of my business through Facebook. I had a long-term client in her 50s throw herself at me during a visit, and I gave in
Oh
and
Lord.
we did the do. She revealed to me later that she is considered mentally ill
Oh man.
and is threatening to tell everyone I'm fr- I'm friends with on Facebook and her nurses that I took advantage of her if I don't continue to sleep with her. I never really identified her as being that abnormal. I knew she was quirky, but I had no idea she had home health help and all of that stuff. I mean, she has a job as a medical coder. Kind of blew my mind when she started threatening me. I was immediately uncomfortable with the situation after we did the do, but I still thought she was just a quirky, lonely old lady. I had no intentions of ever doing it again, but it was because it was awkward, not because I had any inkling that it was inappropriate. At the time it happened, I had no indication she was flirting with me or leading towards that. I legitimately spent an hour fixing stuff around the house before she propositioned me at the door. She called me back approximately a month later and made the threats. She asked me to have sex with her again, and I did to kick the can down the road to have to have more time to think. She's now calling again, and it's been about a couple weeks. What should I do in this situation? I'm totally lost. I accept that it was unprofessional on my part to even do it in the first place, but now I don't know what to do. Y'all here got the AARP Fatal Attraction joke going.
Yeah, I hate when do or people do stuff and they don't own up to the fact that they wanted to do it. Like they try to spin it like all these other narratives and reasons
It was
why
a
the joint
mistake.
happened and justifying it. He said she propositioned him and he did it. Like that don't sound like coercion to me.
Now he locked in a situation. He can't get dog. That's why you gotta dog. You can't just go with how you feel in the moments. You gotta think things through. Now she got him by the coattails. He ain't know she out here. Yeah, this probably is a scam she pulling though.
And you could tell if she was like bad, it would have been some type of semantics in his little letter to be like, I've been working, it's been tempting, but one day she finally, you know what I mean? It just
Mhm.
happened to be a warm and wet hole for him to climb in, and he just gave a thumbs up and just went ahead and enjoyed. So it's to me, like this Bama got what he signed up for. And you just gotta deal with the consequences. Like the mental health
Mhm.
aspect, I don't know. You might have to record her threatening you or extorting you for the pipe just so you have like some footing if the jury make it into court. But beyond that, oh, you got
Some
what you
Babs is
signed up
saying
for.
he need to go to the federales, dog. You think he need to go to the federales?
He definitely being extorted, but
That's a fact.
you know, I don't really. That's not my avenue. I'm not.
Yeah.
I might call an
You
ambulance, but
go in
I ain't
that
never
joint
calling
and
the
they lock
police
you up.
or no, right.
You be sir, you're
Especially if
arrested. Like, what
it
am
could be
I
a white
arrested?
woman.
Or if the
Like,
lady died, like you know what I'm saying? She just
yeah.
you the first Bama going downtown, dog.
No, it's I can't think of
You
a
better
like
try to get
I
in the
don't know.
wheel, dog. Just try to
If
get in the
somebody doing
wheel.
something to a kid, maybe, but it's a 0% chance I'm calling the police. Especially if
Mhm.
it's something, you know what I mean, I can navigate myself. I just be like, yeah, I'm not going over there no more. You just got
Yeah,
to
so you
record her making the threats, and then when the drink go
mhm.
public, you post your piece,
Yeah,
and
so
that's
you gotta
that.
slow play it though. You gotta make sure you get a ample enough evidence. You be like, you gotta be on tape. Like, I don't want to do it. Please, you're ruining my life. You got,
Like this is rape. Like
you
I
got,
don't, you know what I mean? It's a bunch of stuff
you
you could
got to sell it all the
to
way.
make it clear that what your position is
Yeah,
and what hers is.
yeah.
And then I don't know. Like, how do you find out after the fact? You've been long-term contract, you hit it after a year and just finding out it's mental issues going on. Like, how did that take place?
Well, he said after a few months. So he said the first time happened, and then he said a month or two later she hit him back and was like, "Yeah, I need to re up."
Right, but I thought he was working there for like a year before he hit
Nah,
it the
he was
first
just
time.
doing it. Nah, he was just doing around the housework stuff. He said the first time was just cool, but he was doing work, but she ain't never like propositioned him.
Right, but how do you not know if you working with somebody for a year, you just find out after you hit the drink?
I mean, I don't know. If maybe the Batman there for an hour, he fixed the TV, the Xbox or something, and then dip out. I don't, I
Dog,
don't know how the Batman missed the signs, dog. He ain't
dudes
look
just gotta
around the
make better
house.
decisions, man. Niggas
He
be
ain't good come to the
thirsty.
house when the nurse was there. Yeah, the thirst
When you
levels,
make
dog. You
decisions out
gotta.
of thirst,
It's
it's gonna
always
be a
bad.
fail.
It's always gonna be a fail, dog. You hear about Bama's catching L's and not coming back home, dying on boats, all types of crazy stuff, dog. It's cause they let the thirst take over.
Did you see the joint about the rapper from Atlanta? This was like a couple of days ago. Bama named
What do you
Trouble. He some youngin was messing with some dude for like 3 years. Then they broke up a week ago. And then the rapper went over her place, fell asleep in her bed. The dude broke into the drink while this Bama sleep, came in and shot him, killed him, and then rolled up. Like just the away games and the thirst, like you just gotta make good decisions, though. You would never catch me. I don't care what the circumstances is, though.
yeah,
In
you,
these
you
kind of
gotta be
away
careful.
games that the thirst to put you in.
You gotta be careful. That's a fact. You gotta be careful out here. Um, dog, on to some sports. Speaking of being careful, dog. He back in the news, Ern.
You knew this was coming
20.
up.
Look, I'm telling you, the Tony Busby, the lawyer for the women that he support, dog, they got a strategic plan. And this youngin that's now in the lawsuit and added on to it, she's not new. She just didn't file her lawsuit with the other women. And she's gone and like told her story and different things. And so now with the caveat to this situation that's been added to it or lumped to it that kind of makes it a little more hairy is that along with her story and it's graphic in nature. Let me just put the kids to bed if you it's graphic in nature. Uh, but one of the caveats to it is that uh Deshaun Watson's lawyer basically said in an interview it's not illegal to get the happy ending. And so when
It's
they
not.
filed, they put that into their thing, basically stating. So this is the smooth move of how they're trying to spin it. They're basically saying that the lawyer is putting forth the mindset that Deshaun had, that thinking that these women basically using his cachet and his name to get these women in positions to where he could then be like sexually assault them, essentially, right? And that those
It's
statements
not
by their
sexual
lawyer.
assault. That's what the lawyer's saying, that it's not sexual assault. They can try to use these
Mhm.
trigger words to rebrand what they want to happen. But sexual assault is illegal. If it's not legal, it's not sexual assault. It can be tacky, it could be corny, it could be unprofessional, but it's not
Mhm.
illegal and it's not sexual assault. Like you have the right to say no, and if long as Alabama don't press the issue, like I don't really know what. like what they want to turn this into that it's not already become. They said they not prosecuting the Bama.
They
There's
not
zero. He's
prosecuting.
not going to jail. So now you got to press the issue on the funds, which is what they're basically jockeying to be able to do. And this is all connected to whatever
Oh,
potential
you
civil
can't whip
suits.
your Lebo out, dog, and spray on a youngin unsolicited, dog. Like you just
So,
can't
so
do
wait,
that.
wait, 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 wait. Like that's sexual assault. Like that's the
So
thing. Is that what's in the case?
they saying the Bama went to the massage parlor, told Slim rub it up Dolly in these specific areas, came in with the wash towel joint, not the towel to wrap around your whole waist,
The washcloth, the face
the
cloth.
washcloth joint, the face cloth joint. Talking about, yeah,
It's
I'm
not
just gonna
funny,
hold
but
this
dog,
right
it's
here.
wild.
That's what the Bama is. Wow. Bama came in, young and stuff, rubbing up Dolly in on him. Then he said he Lebo exposed. Then he yam on the youngin right there off the table. Now I mean, she says that she claims that he jizzed on her chest and her face.
So what kind of position? See,
I
I don't
that
want to speculate
That's what I'm
because
saying. The details and even in speculate, you already gonna be in the doghouse because like that's what's wrong, people. That's why the women don't want to come forward because you just automatically don't believe. It's not that. Like
nobody believes
I'm just
anything. People don't believe black
yeah,
people. That don't mean you just all of a sudden use it as an excuse not to say
I'm
anything.
always putting the pieces together and trying to see like what pieces fit versus what pieces don't. And that's in any situation. I mean, heck, that's what lawyers and juries are doing. They're trying to put the pieces together. Is what this person's saying, does it make sense? Does it coincide with this information? Like all of the above. I mean, it's just the nature of things. So it's not that I don't necessarily believe the story because in this case, I actually do believe the story because the Bama to me seemed like from the accusations, there's a lot of perverted.
Yeah, this is fetish.
Yeah, it's funny business going on, and so I'm inclined to believe that these things took place. Now, can you prove it? That's a whole different avenue and story. But I'm just saying from places of belief. But I'm also trying to put the pieces together because, of course, in a court of law, a situation like this, you always trying to build your case. You're trying to make it sound so bad where the public opinion is just it's like what I can't believe. You know what I'm saying? So it does sound worse in the situation if you're saying that the Bama pulled his Lebo out and just, you know what I'm saying, gammed on her like
That's
that.
like this the thing. I ain't read the case. I'm just paying attention to what come across the airwaves like everybody else. I ain't, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I'm not reading the depositions and all this kind of stuff. I saw the interview the young gave. Sound like BS to me. If the Bama is getting a regular massage, and at some point he take his Johnson out and fire off with a younger face or what anywhere on a young or in her direction, that's sexual assault. To be clear,
Yes.
if the Bam is out here, if they saying like he using his status to be able to get services that regular Joe Blows wouldn't be able to get, that's
Mm,
two different things. And so,
okay.
based on my understanding, it's the second, the latter of the two is what has been
Okay.
taking place. If the Bama is really out here getting massages and just at some point just whip out and start blaming, the nigga need to be in jail. Like that's sexual assault.
That's and that's the thing.
But the police
I
saying
mean,
that's not what
ultimately,
happened.
what are the police saying?
That's not what happened because there are no charges. That's not the police, but the prosecutor
Yeah,
are saying
yeah,
that didn't happen.
yeah. So I mean, again, I don't know. This, would you consider Deshaun Watson a powerful like I
Anybody
don't I
rich is
mean,
powerful.
yeah,
Anytime you have more money than the person you going to
yeah.
war with, it's a disadvantage
No, that's a
to
fact.
those people. But then, just by the sheer number of the accusations, that puts them in a position of power. Because if this was one woman the whole time, this never
Yeah.
would have gotten to this point.
No.
So, so they taking the Cosby approach and basically like, but just by sheer volume, you have to take it serious. So clearly, the
Yeah.
Bama's a pervert. Clearly,
Clearly.
he don't like regular, you know what I mean, occurrence of events where you know what I mean, you meet a young and you
Mhm.
introduce yourself, you hang out, whatever, and then stuff happen. He won't go get the randoms in the massage parlor, get a massage, and pretend like it's just a massage, and then you know what I mean. So
Yeah. And I
that's
mean,
where I
and
don't know.
according to the accusations, it sounds real. Dog, the Bama, he making them come to his home, or he going to these discrete locations. It's not like at the facility or stuff like that. Like, I mean,
But you
I
know,
I mean,
go
I was
ahead.
going. These youngins know what time it is. I don't think for 1 minute that they're not aware of like his stature in society. But I do think that Bama is a cold pervert, and I do think he is
Facts.
guilty of something.
A crime.
He's guilty of something. I think it's
That's
a
what matters
fine
here.
So this is the thing. If you're asking me, do I think he's guilty of a crime? The answer is yes, Aaron. I do. Can I prove that? I cannot prove that. Can they prove it? I don't think they can prove it.
But this is my thing. I don't
So
think. Yes, that matters in the court of law, and it doesn't matter necessarily civilly, but to an
mhm,
extent. But I think how we speak on it does matter. Like it shouldn't matter if it can be proved or not. If we believe Obama is guilty of certain stuff, we say it on the air. We don't rock with these Bamas, and we call
yeah,
it for what
but
it
Bama
is.
guilty, dog.
So
He
you see what I'm
guilty.
saying? So we can't be like, oh, the law couldn't.
Yeah, you're
That's some
right.
stuff white people do. Like the law couldn't convict him. So you know what I mean? Like like some George Zimmerman type stuff. You
Dog.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah, he guilty, dog.
I don't
He
know enough
guilty.
about.
Dog, you read these accusations, you gonna be like,
I'm not into perv type stuff. Like
yeah,
that's just not
yeah,
my
he a
lane.
cold
When I
perv.
see certain
Yeah.
stuff, oh, this was in there. No, I'm not even looking. So when they didn't charge Obama, your assumption is there's no crimes involved. Obama just getting happy endings at
But
the
you
end of the
know how
massage.
that go, dog. I've been in court, dog. You got good lawyers and bad lawyers, and some of them don't know how to go about proving a case like this. I mean, only thing they're trying to do right now is just get the bread, because there's bread to be won. $230 million to be exact. So I don't know, man. That junk wild.
I just feel like if it was smoking guns, that these people who kind of hang their hat on exposing this thing and attaching this to men and how men behave would have made a bigger stink about it, and it would have been on some of these big publications by now. If he was literally like you said, the Bama chilling,
Well,
then he
well,
just whip out and shooting
it's
somebody's
in
face.
it's in the Washington Post, dog. I mean, it's in large news publications.
The
Like
accusations or the proof.
the accusations, and they I mean, like,
See, now I'm
again,
gonna have
I'm
to look
sure
into
that
the joint this week to
you
see
got
if
to. I'm sure the NFL got a lot of information on it to be able to make an assessment on what they're going to do, but they're trying to, like, I mean,
all the variables
you know,
point to it. This is like Cleveland guaranteed $250 million to this man. Assume just based on how white people are with their money, they did a thorough deep dive into like every
mhm.
different variable that could come out
we
of
talking
this and
about we
what.
talking about the Browns though. When
Yes,
Bama's is desperate, they do stuff that don't make no sense, bro. We know this.
but 250
So I don't,
mil pissed down the drain.
dog, but it's the thing. To them, they don't necessarily think it's that.
They say women ain't coming to Cleveland to protest. It's what, too cold, nasty up there. Ain't no brunches, ain't no.
Ain't no bunch of Neistas on that.
So they ain't coming
Dog,
up
and
there
a
to
Browns
protest on
fan. You
Sundays.
think you think dog? You think they gonna let somebody protest? The
Not the
Browns
white ones.
actually have. They're gonna defend
They're gonna have
Deshaun.
a Klan rally out there before
They
they
gonna
let them
have the
stop
secrets
that.
of the mall. What's the that joint on HBO? They gonna have a whole party trying to protect this Bama, dog. I'm
No,
telling
that's a
you,
fact. I
to
just
be
can't
out of
imagine, dog.
mediocrity.
I know America is trash, but I
No,
can't
it's trash.
imagine.
It's trash,
I
trash,
can't
dog.
imagine, dog, that this Bama is doing the stuff that you suggested he did in this episode.
No,
This is new news
Epstein
to me.
ran around the whole
He's
world for
Jewish.
years.
He's a Jewish
Okay, yeah,
billionaire.
you right. Yeah, you right. This Bama black as
So
me and you.
yeah.
So,
So
all right.
I, if this Bama is whipping out and firing at youngins just without like he not asking no questions, like on the job, they doing their job at work, and this nigga just I just can't imagine him one not being charged, two getting $250 million guaranteed to this Bama. and then 3, the NFL allowing him to play and just having him miss 4 to 8 games. Like, I just something's missing for me. So I'm gonna have to do some digging into this
No, you
into
have
these
to do some
reports
digging, dog, and
because something's
figure
not
out
adding up.
where's the
Something's not
missing
adding
link,
up.
dog. Please find it for us all.
Something's not
Uh,
adding up. And there is
Michael
another
B.
option though. Youngest
Youngins could
can
be
lie.
what?
They could lie.
Yeah, they could.
It could be
Yeah,
a cash
that's
grab,
always on the table. Yeah, it could be a cash grab for sure.
but something not
Um,
adding up.
Something sound fishy. Yeah, no, that's a fact. Michael B. Jordan, Lori Harvey, they part ways, dog. My man was at the game looking distraught, dog. I think he was in the. I've been there, you know, when you crying in the fetal in the shower, dog, butt ball naked, because you hurt, your heart broken, stomped a mud hole on your heart. Dog, what happened? She want to be in the
So
streets. That's the rumor. She
she
want to
want
be
to
in
be
the
outside.
streets.
That's what they saying that he want to
Okay.
get. You know, what I mean, he want to take it to the next step. But she only like 23, dog.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
first of
that's
all,
yeah.
I get what he's trying to do, but
Mm-hmm.
you can't take a youngin that want to be outside and make her, you know what I mean, like a housewife.
Yeah.
Like that's not how the game go.
Mm-mm.
It's not how the game go.
That's not how the
You
game go.
and youngins like this. See, when Boosie and Future tried to tell y'all, Bama's wanted to throw their hands up and throw a fit and be like, no, like point to
Oh
Sierra.
yeah.
Sierra's an outlier. Sierra is an outlier. Like youngins like this, you have fun with them, but when the expiration date come, and you gotta let them go. Like,
Ah,
I don't know.
yeah, dog. Yeah, no, yeah, it's just the reality. I mean, hope. I mean, maybe down the line it could
Nah,
rekindle, but you know, she
nah.
probably gonna get more miles. He probably gonna get more miles. It's just hard, dog. I mean, I mean,
As
there's
a
a lot of. Go
Go ahead.
ahead.
I just as a black dude in like a prominent black figure in entertainment, it's not a lot of these like youngins that are black that dudes could kind of like put on their show. I'm not talking about like IG thoughts. I'm talking about like how Jay-Z got like a Beyonce, you know what I mean, and kind of tie
Mhm,
yourself to that. And that like people don't they want to deny it, but that catapulted Jay-Z to another level. Like
mhm,
being married to a Beyonce and just kind of like sent him to a next level from where he was prior to that.
mhm,
And so like these people in these different fields that like they're conscious of all these different things, all of these different looks and how, you know what I mean, how perception is amongst fans and just society. And I feel like he was trying to go for a certain look and he Bama put his cart before the horse and it just ended up like people tried to tell him, but you just
mhm.
can't expect every dude, you know what I mean, to kind of like to move in the same way.
Yeah, yeah. I just think Pride was fun. Pride, started to go down that path. He realized he wanted, and then it's just you gotta find some people beating on the same pathway, dog. Gotta find them on the same pathway. Uh, so this week, Colin Cowherd was
Disgraced
on
is back.
TV and he made some statements. One of the statements he made was in reference to Draymond Green, basically his impact and how he makes the players around him better, and trying to give value to Draymond Green. And in that conversation, he made the statement that one, uh, John Wall was not didn't make any players around him better. And he also said Russell Westbrook didn't make any players around him better. Now I don't know how John Wall kind of got lumped into this
Because
conversation.
he's been a hater of John Wall since he came into the league. So he has these certain guys. You know how certain people got their guys that they kind of pick on, and John Wall was
Mhm,
one of the first people who black people started to point out, like, why are you picking on him because he dances or he comes from a
mhm,
different culture than you? And Colin's a known racist, so it's like he's one of the first guys that he kind of had to not backtrack, but
mhm.
justify his position on um, once he got on the national stage.
The question I have though, is it true? Like, because I really and I asked Becca MVP on Twitter because of course, all the Wizards, homers, and everybody who supports John Wall, right? And I'm a John Wall fan too myself. But I'm always trying to. I just sit in the middle, right? But I asked the question. I was like, okay, like you don't agree. Give me who he made better. Like who? And then this is where things took a turn for the left. Because Aaron, I told you, I don't like to be ignored, dog. So I ain't get no response back. And I'm like, I can take that two ways. One, you don't have an answer because you don't know. Or two, you just, I don't know what two is. What two? You not worth my time?
That's about right. Like, I'm not about to
Yeah.
argue with this.
But it wasn't even an argument. I even said in the tweet, like, I don't necessarily not agree, but I'm just saying who.
I'm just gonna
So,
tell
because
you
I
from
tried
my
to think
perspective.
about it, and the only person I could think about was probably Gore Todd, whose numbers were just minimally better. Look at his career averages and stuff alongside John Wall. I may argue mentoring him, but it didn't take Bradley Beal to like kind of I think jump John Wall in some abilities and leadership on the team. But who would you say?
You're breaking up a little bit. Can you still hear me?
You're on mute, Aaron. I can't hear you. Okay, yeah, I can hear
Can
you
you hear me
now.
now?
Go ahead.
Yeah. See, I think that's one of those justification trick bags.
Yeah, I can hear you. I
Like,
can hear you.
yeah, I think that's one of those justification trick bags where that's the qualification you're using to justify the position you take. Who did John Stockton make better? Was it Karl Malone? Like, you could go, who did Jordan make better? Like, you can say players elevated the nature of the team, or LeBron makes guys play above their head, but we talking about, you know what I mean, play like 5 players in the history of the NBA. Like, is that your qualification for being a good
Mm-hmm.
player or even a good point guard? Is you making other guys play better? I know the team ain't made the
Okay.
playoffs since he hasn't been at his peak.
Okay.
So you got to be careful with these racists and these like right leaning people when they use certain things. It kind of puts you in a trick. It puts
Okay.
you in a trick bag to have to justify their point. You know what I mean? So you got to be really careful with like some of the talking points like a lot of these guys will use. And so if you look at John Wall in his prime versus no John Wall, you got superstar Russell Westbrook. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like the team was supposed to be better. Remember, people were beating the drum. How dare he say that the team's not better? And you just look like you get Spencer Dinwiddie, all these other people who's supposed to be better. The ball moves more, and your team's not as good. So I just think you got to be careful when you arguing with these people who are professional racists and professional like
Mm-hmm.
justifiers of the BS that they say. Like, this is what he does for a living. For 3 hours a day, he has to make these bogus claims about all of these different things, all of which he's no expert in. And then he has to try to justify or find points so that when we as consumers of this stuff say he was wrong about this, he was wrong about this, he has to find no, I wasn't wrong because of this or because of that. Because
Mm-hmm.
most
Mm-hmm.
people can't just say I'm wrong. Key point was the Jimmy Butler joke we just went through like 2 weeks ago. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what guys can't say, you know what, that was a terrible take, that was wrong. They have to
Yeah.
find these like ridiculous
These
elements to try to
trap
make
doors,
it
the
right.
trap doors,
And then you engage
sports
in it
trap door.
instead of being like,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not arguing with no Bama. You know what I mean? So that a lot of
yeah,
times
yeah.
that's what it comes down to. So
So
these
that could
Bama's is tricky, tricky with they.
maybe I was just maybe I would okay then maybe I might have been on the line. See you made sense and clarified that. That's why I was asking, dog. I really wasn't asking to troll or like be an
But
antagonist. I just was trying to get clarity, just as you provided, dog.
but you mixed in with a bunch of Bama's who are there to troll. Imagine you there and
Okay,
then you
okay,
getting 500
okay.
tweets a day. How you
That's
supposed to look at
fair.
a Bama profile pic and tell he not a troll? He just want to know versus other Bama's that's waiting to get you into something that could go viral that they can take a screenshot of and send around the world. So to me, especially when I'm navigating Bama's on social media, especially when it comes to like sports and stuff like that, I'll look at certain Bama's if they look like they ain't picked up a ball in their life or they never competed on any level in anything in life, I'm like, I'm not arguing with this Bama. Like, I
But
just said
so
what I'm
so
gonna
this is the
say.
thing. But this is the thing. I don't necessarily argue with everybody, Aaron. But I do have a conversation. I'll facilitate a conversation, and I respond back to idiots and intelligent people who have something valuable to say. And maybe
So
that's just my
argument,
personality.
argue might be the wrong word. I'm talking about even debate. Like if I say something
Okay. Okay.
and then Obama want to come back with and retort it with stuff, and I already know where I am with it. Like, okay, this is the route you want to go. You have fun with yourself.
Okay.
I'm just not even going to entertain it.
Okay. Yeah.
And so
Nah.
you more of a people person. You like engaging with people whether they agree,
Yeah,
disagree.
dog.
You just like the
Yeah.
exchange. Everybody don't like
I
the
do.
exchange. It's
You
like
right. You
I'm not
right.
it. You know what I mean? Like I'm more than
You
something
right.
else.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna give her a pass. I'm gonna give her a pass. Shout out to Becca. Um, but yeah, I just, you know, who likes to be ignored? But again, you gave credibility to a rationale that I could subscribe to if that's the case, right? But I guess maybe because I just like you said, my personality lends to just communicating. So if it's a situation I'm not really with, I'll be like, hey, like I'm not trying to go back and forth with you. But I'll say that to the person. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I just won't leave it open ended. Uh dog, Darvin Ham said he gonna have Russell Westbrook play defense, and the team's gonna be defensively sound, and that's gonna be the biggest difference you see out of the team this upcoming season. Why is this Bama lying to the people, dog? Westbrook not about to be playing no defense, bro.
At 35 years old, you're just gonna decide to start playing defense.
It's not
Stop.
happening. It's not happening. Yeah, it's not happening, dog. I just it's a good try. I mean, that's what you're supposed to say as a head coach. But ball, dog, me and you ain't even playing defense, and we don't got nothing on the line. It's regularly, Joe. You know what I'm
It's so
saying?
hard with an older team with older legs with so many miles on them to have to do that. Like this is where you need those young athletic players mixed in on the roster to be able to do the dirty work, to be able to give you the hustle and stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
so hard to play defense at that level at that age
yeah.
that unless they're going to make some wholesale changes to the roster, which I don't see them being able to do, how can that even be factual? Are you changing the? Are y'all gonna play zone the whole season? Like, is that
No,
what you
it's not
mean?
happening.
Like
It's
the
not
philosophy is
happening.
gonna change?
Dog, it's not happening. You tell first of all, when Bama's get injured, most of the time it's
Playing
trying to play
defense.
that extra defense. So, so nah, Bob. We gonna shoot Jays. We gonna go to the rack tough. I'm gonna get my numbers up. You know how these NBA players thinking, no, they not. Come on, bro. It sound good in theory, Darvin. And I mean, like, our generation is a generation where we feel like we just get you in the back corner, we could just scare you into submission where you be like, all right, we're gonna do what he say. You know what I'm saying? But that don't work no more. That don't work no more. So ain't no Charles Oakley's on the team and stuff like, you know what I'm saying? Where they be like, hey, yeah, you gonna do what the coach say, that don't exist no more, dog. Bama's getting paid way too much money. So good luck, Darvin.
The
Good
question
luck, bro.
is this
Um,
is he LeBron's guy? Because I think that makes a difference. Because I'm pretty sure
well,
he's had
LeBron,
conversations with. Go ahead.
nah, I think LeBron said he was with the hire.
I don't mean that. I mean,
So
is
I mean,
secretly LeBron the one that made the hire? That's the question. Because of course he has to act like Palinka is the one. Because they don't like when they don't get their credit, or when it looks like they're not in
mhm.
charge. So what I'm asking is, did LeBron go handpick Darvin Ham, and he has thoughts about Vogel's philosophy defensively or what they were attempting to do, and they kind of have a
Mhm.
strategy going forward for what would
I
improve their team.
I think that's hard. I think that's hard. I think that's hard to say. I think that's hard to say, though. I mean, he has his hand in pretty much everything. But I just don't know if he handpicked Darvin Ham, though. I don't know. That's that potentially, but I don't know.
I think that would be the only
Yeah,
way to be able
we
to
gonna
confidently
see.
say they have an answer to
Hmm.
what was their biggest deficiency last year, other than health.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, dog. We gonna see. Before we get out of here, Aaron, dog, it's a new golf league. The Live Golf League. They calling it the Saudi League, dog. And
The
dog, I'm
Saudi
telling you,
league.
anytime they trying to call it that, though, it's Greg Norman's league, but it's backed by Saudi money. So they got them
Uh,
breadsticks, dog. And so they
oh, they
giving,
trying
they
to
get
turn
all
Bama's off to it.
Dustin Johnson already resigned from the PGA. So you know the PGA. Look at the board of directors. Go on Google, look at the board of directors for the PGA. Though it is not anybody. It ain't even a light skinned Bama on that jump. It's all completely white, dog. And whenever they get in a situation where their league is threatened or something is threatening them, you know what they do, dog? They start to like try to paint it in a negative light to everybody else. So they keep
You already
saying it's the Saudi league, even though like the Saudi, yeah, they put money, they backing it with money. That already they giving Bama's more money than the PGA is giving Bama's for winning.
the Saudis
They
giving
try,
US money.
dog.
Like
They
what they
tried to
need.
get they tried to get Tiger Woods. Guess how much money they was gonna pay this Bama dog to get him to endorse
Tiger,
the league?
how
Yes,
much?
take a guess.
50 mil.
More,
No. Oh, why didn't that commercial come out yet?
dog, because he ain't take
He
it.
allegiance to
Bama
his
turned it
wife
down.
first.
You already know, dog. But guess who leaving that jump? Bama's is like, oh, they got the bread. Oh, what are we doing?
You
And
got
then
to.
and then people are trying to slander them, and they're like, dog, we're golfers. Stop. Like you trying to make it a political thing, dog. We play golf. And we trying to get money. We trying to provide for our families. Like, what are you talking about? So it's a
They
little
love a free
different
market.
because that market is like it's predominantly white. So it's hard to really like slander them the way they would if it was like a bunch of black players,
Right.
like
Like they
basically
did with
leaving the
China
league.
in the NBA.
Yeah, dog. It's a dirty game. But these dudes is dropping out, and because the PGA is like, oh, if you leave this league and go to the other league, we gonna basically sanction you or
Do it.
basically do so. So
Do it.
no, these Bama's just saying I resigning from the PGA tour and just going over to the Live League. So this jump starts this week. Dog, they getting big names and they was handing out big checks. They was gonna give Tiger 100 million, dog.
Good God.
They said not the speculation is 9 figures.
Mm-mm.
They was gonna get this Bama to come. Dustin Johnson, he got a fat check because that Bama's like a top PGA player. So to get him, they opened up the checkbook. Um, they got Phil Mickelson, who hasn't been playing as of late. This Bama jumped. They gave him a fat check because of course they're trying to get the league to start up. So you need these name players to get
Get
people to
the
want to
top
watch.
batters one by one.
You get the top, yeah, dog. And the thing is, I, this
I
jump
love
gonna
it.
take over. And
I
whenever
might
like
even watch.
dog, I'm telling you, bro. I'm like, dog, these Bama's has got the plug. They got the
They got a
money, the
TV deal
capital.
already.
They ain't got a TV deal because the
It's gonna be
TV,
on Al
they,
Jazeera or something.
yeah, that's a good guess. It's gonna be on Facebook. They got Facebook and some
Uh,
other streaming
so
service like
streaming. They gotta
Facebook.
get a TV joint.
Yeah, they trying to get a TV show, but like it's like the PGA Tour has so many links to like CBS and
Yeah.
all of these big networks. So they like telling the networks like, don't go with them, don't go with them. But I'm telling you, you get the
Networks gonna
players,
take the
they're
bread.
not gonna have a choice.
Yeah.
They're not gonna have a choice, dog.
Put it on
The money,
BET. Piss them off for real.
dog. If I had a network right now, I would be calling them and like, look, can I get it on my jump right now? Please put it on my network, please, and change the game, dog. Because whoever get it, it's gonna be the like. I mean, it looks. See the way that they painted it. It's like because they keep calling it the Saudi League. They're trying to make it like it's just trying to put all these implications behind it that don't really exist there. But that's the old slave tactic to just try to drug them through the mud.
Fear
But
mongering. Yeah, you
yeah,
know how
fear
it goes.
mongering, Joe. Oh, you're gonna go. We're gonna sanction you. We're gonna fine you. This, and that. Bama's is like, all right, yeah, keep it. I'm not. I don't even want the PGA no more. I'm
I
going
don't
over
need
here.
it. I'd
I
admit
don't
you
need it.
crazy.
Yeah, dog. And this jump, it's more like catering to the players. So of course the players are gonna be like, oh yeah, bet. And guess what? It's double the bread. So
And it's gonna force the PGA to up the bread that they pay into the Bammers
they
that
go
they keep
exactly, and
for
they
the
haven't
C
been
level
paying.
Bammers.
They ain't been upping the bread. They've been
The
keeping the
D
bread
League.
and building. So yeah, you already know, bro. You already know.
I love it.
I love it. I love it. I'm about to be watching that Joe like, yee. Dog, I'm so hyped, dog. I ain't been this hyped in a minute. Dog, I'm telling you, this Joe is so great to watch. Bama scramble, old white money scramble, dog, because they don't know what to do. First of
Not
all,
used
if
to
they were
competition.
smart, dog, if they were smart, well, all they had to do was either
Match
pay
the
the
bread.
Bamas more money, just get more bread. Just be like, look, stay what you want, man. We need you here to represent our brand. Well, we give you the extra bread, dog. What they paying you? 50 mil? Okay, we got that for you. Cause dog, they got the bread. It's
Now
no
they about to,
question.
yeah, now they about to weasel it like NBA and NFL contracts and put
You can't
non-compete
strong.
clauses in it and a
You
bunch of
already
extra stuff.
know. You already know, dog.
Which
And
is
they're gonna try
hilarious
like,
that with the white boys they didn't already have that language in there. It just I find it very, very funny.
dog. And that's what I'm saying. This league about to make noise because,
Tear it up.
like, in order to take over the NFL, like you gotta get the big name players to leave the NFL. Tom Brady, you know, Derrick Henry, like some of these big name Bammers. Guess what? You gonna watch. You gonna watch by default. So I'm excited, dog. I'm excited. Follow us at OSS 980 at Other Side of Sports. We will have a special guest next week, so please tune in. Subscribe to the channel, share the content. Shout out to Where's Buffy, Sports Talk Tasha, um, Jenna Garcia, everybody who rock with us heavy, and we out.